Hi everyone, my name is Siti Nurista Fitriani and all of you can call me Rista. My ID number is 190340100001 and I'm from English G609 class. Okay, today in this video, I'm gonna talk about countable and uncountable noun. Have you already known about countable and uncountable noun before? If you haven't known, let's go studying together with me in this video. So basically, the definition about countable noun is something that you can count, but uncountable noun is something that you can't count. If you have a question why these things can't be counted, it's because they are too small, too grainy, or too gooey to count. Although they may come in individual pieces, it's really difficult to count. So the thing's called uncountable noun. Okay, first I'm gonna tell you about what the difference about countable and uncountable noun. Countable, it's divided into two forms, singular and plural. The example is, in singular we say I have an apple, but in plural we say I have two apples. Because we have two apples, so we need to add s in the end of the apple. If countable have singular and plural, it's different for uncountable. For uncountable, it's just have one singular. The example is, your sister need to drink much water every day. Okay, next I'm gonna talk about the difference between countable and uncountable noun based on subject-verb agreement. For a countable noun, the use of to be can be different. It's depending on the number of the subject. The example is, a car is old. It's singular, so you use is. But a cars are old because the cars is more than one, so it's plural. You use are. But for uncountable noun, the verb is always singular. So the example is, sugar is sweet, your hair is beautiful. So don't say sugar are sweet or your hair are beautiful. It's wrong. And next, I'm gonna talk about the difference between countable and uncountable noun past the use of demonstrative determiner. First, we have to know the example of demonstrative determiner are like this, that, this, and those. For countable noun, they can use all of the demonstrative determiner, and for uncountable noun, they just can use the singular demonstrative determiner. It's just this and that. And the example is, for countable, in singular we say this office, but in plural we say these offices. And then for singular we say that office, but on plural we say these offices. But for uncountable noun, the example is just this salt, that salt, this sugar, that sugar, just like that. Next, I'm gonna talk about the difference between countable and uncountable based on quantifier determiner. For countable, we use few and many, but for uncountable, we use little and much. And the example for countable noun is, I have a few clothes, or you need many books for school. But the example for uncountable noun is, this car remains a little full, or I need much money for shopping. Okay, next I'm gonna talk about how to make uncountable noun to be countable noun, and the answer is so simple, just by adding a containers like a blah 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 of blah blah blah. The example is, in uncountable noun we just say a coffee, but if you want to make a coffee into a countable noun, you just say a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee, it's already in countable noun. And another example is, for uncountable noun is a sugar, but if you want to change into a countable noun, you just add a spoon of sugar. Or the another one is a milk, you can say a glass of milk for countable noun. And next, I'm gonna talk about noun that can be countable and uncountable depending on situation. The example is a fish. If we say, I see 5 fish in my kitchen, it's countable noun. But if we say, I see a lot of fish on the sea, it will turn into uncountable noun. So fish can be countable or uncountable noun depending on their situation. Okay, for the last slide, I will give you another example about countable and uncountable noun. For countable noun, I have example like bag, shoes, clothes, ring, book, spoon, window, door, pen, chair, and bottle. And for uncountable noun, I have example like traffic, work, information, advice, money, history, education, air, travel, hair, and sand. So that's all from me about countable and uncountable noun. Thank you.